So I don't know if somebody at EBR was having a bad day and they're getting fired, so they decided to permanently Loctite this little bolt on for the stupid cover. But in a nutshell, I'm having a fuel pump issue, so I got to tear all this apart. And of course, to get to the swing arm, you got to pull this little side cover off. There's a little Torx bit bolt right here, and unfortunately it stripped out, so I had to get my Dremel, cut the end off just to get this plastic cover off. So I thought about hacking this cover off just to get this bolt out. This little cover is like 30 bucks. Kind of sucks. So I didn't want to cut it up unless I absolutely had to. But here's what you're working with. The bolt threads into the swing arm pivot bolt, I guess you'd call this. So you have to get this out to get a tool in here to unscrew the swing arm pivot bolt. So, because this is so corroded, Loctited, I don't know what in the hell, but it wouldn't come out, so I had to cut the head off of it. So now, we're going to try to heat this thing up, see if we can't get it out. There you go, now it's out. The only problem is it snapped off completely in there. Awesome. Still love this bike though. Alright, so now I'm at the point where not only did the bolt strip, put vice grips on it, try to yank it out, the bolt sheared off, the stud. I drilled out the old one, put my extractor in here to pull what was left of the stud out. That sheared off. So now I have the tip of the extractor buried in here. So structural integrity of the bolt, the actual swing arm bolt, that's perfectly fine. But if I drill any further, then I risk the integrity of it. So can kind of do one of two ways if I ever want this cover to go back on. Well, I guess technically three. One, replace this bolt itself, used eBay, they're like 40 bucks. It's kind of a little unnecessary when just the center piece is what I need with threading to put the cover on. Two, I can make a bracket, and I was kind of looking at it and seeing how I can do it, and I could build a bracket off this pinch bolt, kind of come up, and then have this, you know, the area right here, and then drill and tap a hole where that bracket would be. But when I put that plastic cover on, it's gonna kind of push it out. And the third option is something that I came up with that I believe will work. Let's take a look. What I came up with was one of these, a freeze plug or a rubber expansion plug. You can find this at any automotive store, and they're like $4, $3-4 bucks. So what I end up planning to do, let me open this here, is use this as my bracket. I don't need to fab up any other brackets. That's going to push that plastic piece out any further. I don't need to drill any other unnecessary holes to mount a bracket, and this seems like it's going to be the easiest solution. So let me show you. So the size of this is 1 inch to 1 1/8 inches. It's just a bit too big, but that's good. So what I want to do is kind of cut this down into some form of like a hex. Probably either get a smaller washer or do the same with this. Unscrew this guy here. Get the plastic cover. Remount this hole a little bit, but basically it's going to go like this. And then on the bike like such, and then the idea being when you tighten this bolt down, it actually squeezes out this rubber, and it's gonna be its own bracket. Don't need to drill any other holes. So here's where we're gonna, or here's how we're gonna do that. First things first, there'll be a small O-ring, because these are designed for like cylinder heads to be I guess like oil tight, so we don't need that little guy. Put this guy back on like such. Now we need to cut this down. So basically you just cut it in half. And you want to use the end with the square on it. Yeah, dog? So now we shorten this up tremendously. Next, we need to create kind of a hex. This is what you're left with. So it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. Put this on there like such. Let's see if it fits. So let's see if it fits. Sit down in there like such. We'll cut the washer down a little bit, and then we should be done. Alright, so now we got the piece cut. Same kind of thing, doesn't have to be perfect. But here's what we got. We got the bolt, we got the washer with the square hole, got the cut piece of rubber, got the modified washer to a hex. Now, piece it all together in here. It pretty much goes in like such. Now, put the cover on. Put the original washer that was on here. Just have to drill the hole out a little bit more. And then the nut that comes with the expansion plug. And there you have it. So I'm actually putting a lot of force to actually shake the entire bike. So that's on there. And there you have it, a simple solution to a rather awkward problem. So just kind of a poor design by EBR. I don't know if they didn't use anti-seize or just too strong a Loctite, whatever the case may be. At least now you know there is a solution to that stupid problem. And it actually doesn't cost very much. I think it cost me like $3.50, $4, somewhere in that range. So if you like what you saw, be sure to like the video, you want to see anything in the future, be sure to subscribe. If you want to see anything specific, shoot me a comment and I'll see what I can do for you. As always, thanks for watching.